Got my guy Dan Mitchell on the channel today to talk about a very important game happening Sunday. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, this is a very, very, very important game. We're going to talk about it. I got Dan Mitchell, like I said, on here. We're going to talk to Dan Mitchell, then I'm going to go through the injury report. We're going to do the 5 things, and then I'm going to give you guys my score prediction, and then I'm going to get the comment of the day. So let's jump into this, and let's see what Dan Mitchell had to say. Got the man, the myth, the legend, Buffalo Bills Nation's voice. I got Dan Mitchell here. It's looking fresh, it's clean. How you how you doing, bud?
Oh, dude, living the dream, man. Living the dream. It's funny because right before I hopped on here, I was scrolling through Twitter, and one of your viewers tweeted at you and said, "Why are you collabing with Dan Mitchell? You did it last year and we lost. You're totally jinxing it, Doug." So that made me even want to show up to this even more. I was like, what if he's right? What if that is the reason the Bills won last
Well, he
year?
said he's not going to watch now because now he thinks that maybe it's him.
Maybe.
But how you feeling, man? I thought you guys had that game last week. How you feeling about that?
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that when it came down to it, when I was looking just at film, once I was able to actually calm down, I was still very upset.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of it had to do with just the overall performance of the discipline of our offensive line. And don't get me wrong. I mean, there was definitely some points left on the field. I mean, most notably that deep ball down to Emmanuel Sanders was completely wide open. That would have completely changed the game. We would have won if Allen would have connected on that. But for the most part, when you're talking that our offensive line holds at least 8 or 9 holding penalties the entire game, we just beat ourselves. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we were just, so nervous about the Steelers front seven that I think that was just in the back of the Buffalo Bills offensive lineman's head. So I'm mad. I really, really am. I was telling everybody prior to the game that I would have much rather started the season off with like the Texans or something like that,
Right.
like just some trash team to like get like our feet wet. But with how terrible we played and if we only lose by 6 points, I think that that's something that helped me sleep the past couple of nights.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was even watching the game because I was like, I'm not gonna watch the Jets. I don't give a crap about the Jets. And I noticed, I was like, wow, that's like, I think like one, like within 3 downs, you guys had like 2 holding calls. I'm like, they must be really nervous going up against that defensive front. Do you think that, because I think that happened with a lot of teams week 1. There's some teams like the Packers, you guys, that it just seemed like they needed to get through that week, like get the jitters out. Do you think that could be it? And you think that they're going to come into Miami all hot and ready to go?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that they played a lot better last season when they did not have any OTAs training camp whatsoever. They were just that's it. Like they just went into it. But I'm really hoping that was the fact that there was a lot of new pieces in the Buffalo Bills offense. Well, I mean, not a lot, but the new pieces that didn't make plays. I'm really just sort of going to the fact where the chemistry wasn't necessarily set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that the Buffalo Bills are not a team that is going to show up the way that they did week 1 on consecutive basis.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we are going to be a bit more, I would say, tight knit, and you're going to be seeing a team that's a lot more focused and are determined on not beating themselves. It's funny because I feel like that this game, from the Miami Dolphins point and the Buffalo Bills point, we both have giant chips on our shoulders.
Yeah.
Week 1 for us, we're pissed because we just started the season off as Super Bowl favorites, and now all these media pundits are saying like, oh, like we're questioning the Bills, like week 1, blah blah blah, and then the Dolphins, of course, they're licking their chops because if y'all beat us, then I mean you're 2-0, but you're also 2-0 in the division. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a pretty interesting game on Sunday.
Now, is there any aspect of the Dolphin team that worries you? Like, is there any aspect of the Dolphins? Because I normally do my 5 things that the Dolphins need to do to beat Buffalo. Is there any part of Miami that kind of gives you hesitation to say, oh yeah, no, we're definitely going to win? Is there like some aspect of this team?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will tell you the one statistic that scares the absolute shit out of me is your ability to create yards after the catch. Yards after the catch is absolutely huge. Now, with the Buffalo Bills this past game in Pittsburgh, we were missing a lot of tackles, which is absolutely terrible. And the receivers that you have on your squad, I mean, I'm pretty sure like average, like y'all were going like 7-8 yards after the catch, which is absolutely insane. So that's going to be something that I'm really looking at is that I need, especially our linebackers, to be able to make their tackles when they can. Yeah. As far as other things, when it comes down to the Dolphins, y'all are just amazing with contested catches. Mm-hmm. You really are, especially against the Buffalo Bills. I mean, if say that there's a 50-50 ball, 9 times out of 10, you have the talent on your receiving core that they're going to come up with it. We need to be able to be on top and play really, really good defense going into it. So I would say those 2 things are probably like my biggest concern. And then also your ability to create takeaways at the same time. I don't
they always find a way to do that. And it boggles my mind because you look back at it and last week they had 2 turnovers, but in actuality they had 4. It was just that 2 got recovered by the Patriots. So yeah, it just blows my mind. Last time we played, the Buffalo Bills beat the crap out of the Miami Dolphins. And then your backups beat the crap out of the Miami. It was just and you would think, you know, I know a lot of Dolphin fans were like, oh, the Bills are going to be resting their starters. They did, but it wasn't until you guys dropped 20. It was 28 points in a quarter. Like it was, and everyone wanted to blame Tannehill for that game. But I'm like, they scored 28 points and then their backup scored. Do you think the Dolphins are coming out for revenge? And do you think they're going to have like, they're going to be pissed?
1,000%. 1,000%. One thing that I was saying out here, and I mean, I could almost guarantee you that when it comes to Flores's defensive mind, he knows that I feel like the Dolphins' Achilles heel is that they put too much confidence in their back 7, right? They're talented. They're talented as hell. But when your back 7 is that talented, you run a lot of man coverage because that's just what your team is giving you. Unfortunately, that is what I think was the reason why you guys ended up losing both times last year, was the fact that you stuck to man coverage. You can't do that against a quarterback like Josh Allen, because if he goes through all his progressions and he doesn't see anything, he's going to bust off a run for 15 to 20 yards. So I am fully anticipating Flores and your defensive coordinators to mix it up a little bit. I would not be surprised if the Dolphins run a little bit of zone. Maybe I'd say 50-50 going into this game on Sunday.
First time we played, I think it was the second or third snap, Byron Jones goes down. And Stephon Diggs just fed on Noah Igbenogany. Gonna get your score prediction here. Both corners are healthy. Think it makes a difference? And what do you think the score is going to be?
It definitely does. It definitely does going into it. I said this last night during the round table, and I said this during my preview video or my prediction video. I have a strong feeling that Josh Allen's number 1 target is going to be Cole Beasley. My favorite matchup is Cole Beasley against Needham. And to be completely honest with you, I think that X is going to try and contain Diggs. I mean, I still think Diggs is going to be effective. I'm not seeing him, I'd say, receiving for like over 100 yards or anything along those lines. But I think when it comes down to it, Josh Allen's going to really be focusing on Beasley just due to that mismatch. It's going to be a close game, dude. It's going to be a close game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Buffalo Bills are about to hang up 50, 60 points on this team. Final score prediction, I'm looking at 28-24 Bills. Very close.
Yeah, well, it's pretty similar to what I was thinking. But thanks for coming by. This is going to be the last time. I'm going to see you when do we play again? In about 5 weeks. I'll see you again in about 5 weeks.
Well, you're in Jersey, aren't you?
Yeah.
Would you go up to Buffalo for a game? Is it a possibility? Imagine mine and yours collab at a wing restaurant live talking Bills Dolphins. And so we'll chat about it online, but I mean, I'm actually considering about going to a couple of games. I was thinking about going to week 1, that like fizzled out. My girl wanted to go to a country concert in Raleigh. So we did that instead. But I mean, and so we'll talk about it offline, but I mean,
It's
I'm
a
down
possibility
to
because
Buffalo in October. And so I'm pretty sure it's in October we play again.
it's like what, like an hour or 2 drive for me. It's not that bad to go from where I am to Buffalo. It's a possibility. I'm not saying no. I'm leaning towards yes.
Beautiful.
Last thing I want to ask you before we get out of here, do you have a bet with TD this time? Because I know you had a bet with TD last time. You do.
You do. Yeah.
What is this bet?
So TD and I have, and so I gave TD a handicap because during the offseason, he wouldn't take just a straight up bet. So I gave him a handicap as well. So here's the bet. If the Buffalo Bills win and Josh Allen throws for over 300 yards, then he needs to wear a Josh Allen jersey during his live reaction against the Dolphins and the Bills. If the Bills win and Josh Allen does not throw for 300 yards, nothing happens. If the Dolphins win, then I need to wear a Jason Sanders jersey during my live game reaction against the Bills and the Dolphins next time that we do it. So
at least you gave him like a leeway, like you gave him time to get a Josh Allen jersey.
Oh no, dude, listen, man. Like, I mean, I'm not even trusting him and actually ordering it. I am ordering it for him to ensure that it is in his possession prior to that game, if it does happen.
Well,
sure.
Here, I like to, I'm superstitious, so I'm not going to be like, it ain't going to happen, but let's hope that you're wearing one of the best kickers in the NFL's jersey, because
dude, he's a stud, man. He's a stud. But like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I mean, like, say that it does happen. I mean, I am legitimately just most likely just gonna donate it to, like charity or something. I don't know. It's funny because, bro, like, I mean, like, I legitimately, like, I can say this. I have never in my entire life worn another piece of NFL like memorabilia or apparel from any other team other than the Bills. Yeah. I have never worn anything.
My friend who was a Steelers fan came over and he was watching the Dolphins game with me and he put a Dolphin t-shirt on. I went to his house for a Steelers playoff game. He's like, you're not going to wear anything Steelers? I said, no, man, you made that choice. I'm not making that choice.
No, dude, there's no way that I could ever do it. I mean, I'm not sure about you, my girl. And so her kid or whatever, like they were having like sports day at his daycare. And like, she was just like, I have no idea. And so like what to send him in. And I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I like get him a Bill shirt. And she's just like, oh, like I have a Steelers shirt laying around. I'll just give him I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, you are not letting that kid wear a Steelers shirt ever. Okay. Listen. So I mean, I'm about to like actually hit the store, I think, within like the next day or two. I'm about to buy like
so much stuff.
Dollar Buffalo Bill stuff. Yeah, dude, there's no way. Not on my watch, buddy. Okay?
Dan, thank you so much for stopping by, bud. I'm pretty sure everyone knows where to find you, but if they don't, where can they find you?
Yeah, so I mean, you can find me at Dan Mitchell on YouTube, just sort of just Dan Mitchell. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, we're talking at Real Dan Mitchell. And feel free to talk shit to me during the game if you want to. I have a Discord channel. You can find that in the links in all of my descriptions of all of my videos too. I have a trash talk channel in that Discord. So Dolphins fans, I love you. I really, really do. I would say like y'all are probably like 15% of my overall audience, I would say. So.
I have a Bills fan. His name's Vlad, and he's subscribed to me, and he's one of the nicest guys. So it's funny. The teams, they have such a deep rivalry. I think the Bills and the Dolphins have a deeper rivalry than any of the other teams in the division. Absolutely. But we have some type of like camaraderie with each other.
Yeah, because we're finally, celebrating the fact that, we're not just miserable that the Patriots are running away with everything.
It's the 90s again.
Finally our time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes.
All right, bud. I will see you in 5 weeks, and I hope you lose.
Oh, no. Actually, you're coming on my channel tomorrow night for Fan View. That is always good. You, TD, and then me and Rico from Buffalo Fanatics. I've been trying to get TD and Rico on a live stream for the longest time.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll go to check us out tomorrow. Thanks again, Dan.
Thanks, bro.
Always a blast to talk to Dan Mitchell. Like I said, it ain't going to be the last time he's going to be on. In about 5 weeks, we play Buffalo again in Buffalo. So I'm going to have him back on. So let's look into the injury report. Now, a name popped up. I'll pop up the Dolphins injury report. A name popped up that scared the crap out of people. Because all these beat reporters were like, we don't see Will Fuller at practice. Open up to the media. We don't see Will Fuller. That means something. We don't see him. It happened to be non-injury related. We're not going to, jump into it. It's a personal matter. We're not going to speculate anything like that. He's fine. And if you see everything else, full participation from everyone, even Shaheen, Van Ginkel, and Preston Williams, full participation. So don't even worry about it, you sweet little heads. Then we'll pull up the Buffalo Bills. It looks like Emmanuel Sanders was a non-participant Thursday. That's when I'm recording this, Thursday night. Gabriel Davis was limited. Micah Hyde was limited. Star. I feel I could say it in my head, but if I try to say it out loud, I'm going to sound like an idiot. So I'm just going to leave it at Star. He was also limited, and then everyone else was full participant. So looking at this Buffalo Bills team, is this going to be... I don't think I can emphasize enough how important this game is. Now, again, it is not a make or break game on the season. If we lose this game, it's not like, oh, the season's over, we're done. But if we win, man, does it just really put a stamp on the beginning of this season. Dolphins taking on the Patriots in New England and then taking on the defending AFC East champions. If we can win this game, puts us in the driver's seat to continue our success and potentially win the AFC East. But I'm going to jump into the 5 things that the Dolphins need to do to beat these Buffalo Bills team. It's not going to be an easy game at all, but here are my 5 things. Again, it's in no specific order from most important to least important. It's just 5 things. And the number 1 thing on here, and again, it's not the most important, but maybe it is the most important. We got to contain Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a super dynamic a super dynamic quarterback. And I said wide receiver because the first thing that popped in my head was a few of his overthrown deep passes, especially one to Emmanuel Sanders, where he was butt naked. Dan was talking about it, how that could have turned the tide of that game. Got to contain him. And if at all, pressure him. I can't really remember how many sacks we've gotten on Josh Allen. Get after him. Look at the Steelers game. Look at their MO of what they did to beat Buffalo and try to duplicate it. Because the Steelers had a very, very, very good game plan at not only trying to contain Josh Allen, but to get after him. Don't want Josh Allen running outside the pocket, extending plays. You don't want to give him too much, put a QB spy on him the entire game. Jalen Phillips, how you doing? And we drafted you for a reason, bud. So he can't get anything with his legs and force him to throw. Not saying that that's, we force him to throw, we're going to win, because he still has a pretty good arm. But we saw his accuracy going up and down last week. So contain Josh Allen. The number 2 thing the Dolphins need to do, we need better O-line play. You guys watch the film breakdown. We have guards running into each other. We have guys missing blocks. We had, bad coverage, blocking on certain plays. A better O-line play. It is week 1, and like I always tell you guys, it takes a few weeks for them to get that camaraderie and play together and understand what, tendencies and stuff. But this is the week where you need to, put on your big boy pants and get your stuff together, because Buffalo Bills are coming to town. And the number 3 thing the Dolphins need to do. Now, last year, I was saying this with Dan, Byron Jones went out 3rd play of the game. Noah was the one who had to cover Stephon Diggs, and he just torched them all game. You need to limit Stephon Diggs. Now, I don't expect Stephon Diggs to get no receptions, no yards, and we shut him down completely. But limit him. 45 yards, no touchdowns. Limit him, please. The number 4 thing the Dolphins need to do, you need to take advantage of that O-line. That O-line was struggling. Absolutely struggling against the Steelers. They had 12 holding penalties on them. 12 holding penalties. Take advantage of that O-line. Like Dan was saying, he doesn't know if it was just first day jitters. He doesn't know what it was. Maybe the anticipation of going up against some pretty good pass rushers. But they were off. And everyone saw that they were off. take advantage of that. Send some exotic blitzes at him. Send Aguavin, send Baker, send Jalen Phillips. Do some stunts. Do whatever you need to do to mess with the offensive line and get after Josh Allen. Take advantage of that. And the fifth and final thing that the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat this Buffalo Bills team, I talked about it with the Patriots game. Unfortunately, they did do it to the most part. But this is a big game, and you don't want to give the Bills extra chances to potentially score, extra chances to potentially put the game away, and no mistakes. We had that stupid flub where Tua tried to throw the ball out of bounds, but he was getting sacked, so he looked like it was just chucking up in the air, and it ping-ponged off of Gesicki and ended up being an interception. You can't have stupid plays like that. We got lucky that Xavier Howard got the ball back, and then, Tua put the nail in the coffin, and we won that game. But we can't take that chance, so we cannot make stupid mistakes. Now, looking at this game, me and Dan were talking about it, and Dan is 100% right. This is not going to be a one-sided butt whooping. This isn't going to be week 17 of last year. This is going to be a good battle to me. I think it's going to be a nice back and forth fight. This Dolphin team seems extremely resilient, so I don't expect them to give up. I don't expect them to be down by more than 3 at some point, maybe even 4. We have Byron and X playing with Nick Needham, with Coleman. We got our secondary's healthy, knock on wood. We could see what would actually happen week 2 last year when Byron wasn't injured and, Xavier Howard is actually healthy, because he wasn't even healthy the first couple of weeks of last year. So we have that, right? And I said before with containing Josh Allen, he's dangerous. We don't need him running around, extending plays, letting the receiver. There's only a limited amount of time a cornerback can really cover a receiver before, the receiver's eventually going to get open. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off, all of a sudden the receiver's going to run left, right, and then just do whatever they need to do and get open. Speaking of that, Cole Beasley. Dan talked about it. Cole Beasley in the slot, he's like a poor man's Wes Welker. A poor man's Julian Edelman. He ain't bad in the slot. Now, you might be underestimating Nick Needham, Dan, but he's a guy who's a problem, and we need to shut that problem down. We need to focus on shutting the receivers down and making Josh Allen make stupid mistakes. He makes stupid mistakes. As good as he is, he makes stupid mistakes. So we need to focus on shutting that down. The run game, the offensive line, their defense. Dan pointed on it, and that's why I brought him on perfectly, that our yak is big. And Will Fuller's back. Our whole it's the first time in Tua's career that all of his wide receivers are healthy. Take advantage of that. Score and score often, please. No field goals, no 3 and outs. Give the defense time to breathe. We don't need another 28 points in 10 minutes. Looking at this game, I think it's going to be a tight battle. Dan had it going 4-point swing towards Buffalo. I have it going a 4-point swing towards Miami. I think that the Dolphins are going to win this one 28-24. I said last week is going to be a tight game, and I pulled Miami to win. They did. People call me crazy. You know who you are. You know who you are last week. You think Miami's going to be Patriots in New England? You're out of your mind. You know who you are who commented that. But they almost did it last year. They lost by 3. And I honestly think Dolphins are going to pull this one off. And they're going to shock a lot of people. Got that shirt. Miami against Miami against the world. I think it's going to happen. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a Bills fan, hey, this is going to be a good fought game. Vlad, I know you're one of my subscribers, a Bills fan. This is going to be a good, hard fought game. What are some things that you guys think, like I asked Dan, that you guys need to do to beat Miami? What are aspects of the Miami Dolphins game that worries you? Dan was unbiased. Dan came out and he was truthful. Don't be that one of those Bills for nothing. The Dolphins suck. The Patriots said the same thing last weekend. How you doing? So be sure to comment below if I missed anything that you guys think that the Dolphins need to do to beat Buffalo. Comment below, and I'm going to get 20 guys' comments of the day. This comment comes from Austin Binnix, and he says, comment of the day, how long do you think it'll be till Davis gets replaced by Eichenberg, if at all? Very good question. We already know Brian Flores came out, I think he said Monday, that Austin Jackson is the starting left tackle, which means that Liam Eichenberg is either going to be backup guard or backup right tackle or a backup tackle in general. I honestly think that they should put Eichenberg at right tackle. I think Jesse Davis kind of struggled a little bit last week. So I honestly think that they should take Eichenberg, put him at right tackle, have Jesse Davis, Austin Jackson at left tackle. Did you see my brain just completely shut off? Yeah, I would do that, but I think they're going to stick with Jesse Davis. He has that veteran leadership, but he struggles some points, and it really makes me worry. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Before we get out of here, there's two things I want to touch upon. One, if you guys noticed, I just had a major brain fart. Well, today I had my test again. I retook, and it is the real estate exam, and your boy passed. I passed my real estate exam. So now I have the opportunity to be a realtor. And with that opportunity, I can start doing this full time because my job is more predicated on my hours. Yes, there's, you make your own hours in real estate, but then also you have to be accommodating towards your clients. I know all that stuff, but it's more free for me to make this full time. And I'm very excited. I've been working at this for a very long time. It is very hard to get your real estate license, and I passed today, being Thursday. And I want to let you guys know because you are my family, and throw that out there. Also, last thing I want to talk about before I get out of here, Captain Tricks. I almost said Captain Kirk. Captain Tricks hit me up in the comment section below, and he thanked me for making that film breakdown of the Dolphins Patriots, which I'm going to do for the Bills game too. And he said he couldn't watch the game because unfortunately his mom, Donna, passed away last Sunday. And when he told me that, it absolutely broke my heart. And he asked me if I could, shout her out or say something nice because she was a diehard Dolphins fan. And, we're all here for you, bud. We're all fighting Dolphins up, Fins up all day, every day. And, yeah, just wanted to say that we're all here for you. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family. And Donna's looking down at you, and she's very happy, especially after the Dolphins beat the crap out of the Patriots. It was only 1 point win. Hey, they're going to win this Sunday. But that's the video. I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys Sunday at 1 o'clock. Probably be a little bit earlier, probably around like 12:15. I don't know if I'm going to have a cool intro. Maybe I'll make a cool intro. I think I'll make a cool intro. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. But if you didn't see the last one, get to the live stream at 1 o'clock, 12:50. Get to the live stream at 12:50, and maybe I'll have a cool intro. But other than that, guys, I'll see you some Sunday. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.